So it is March, which means the Mets are playing a regular season game this month, just 26 days away from opening day. But before that, still plenty going on down in Port St. Lucie at spring training, including this weekend. Two of the Mets' top pitching prospects having impressive starts for the team. It began with Brandon Sproat on Friday and ended with Tidwell today. And it begs the question, given the Mets injury concerns in their rotation with Sean Manaea and Frankie Montas down at least to begin the year, should the Mets consider inserting these two guys to the opening day five-man group? We're going to get into that. Plus, we're going to talk about the injury to Luis Angel Acuna. He exited today's game after getting hit on the elbow with a pitch. We'll have an update on his status as well. Let's get into it, though, the most important topic of the day, and that were the impressive starts from Mets starting pitching prospects Blake Tidwell and Brandon Sproat over the weekend. Tidwell facing off against the Tampa Bay Rays today and throws an immaculate inning. Or did he? I don't know. Some people say he did. Some people say he didn't because there wasn't real-time stat keeping. I don't know. In total, it was two perfect innings, including the immaculate one from Tidwell. He had 5 punch outs and did not allow a base runner. And he was going against some legit big leaguers in that immaculate inning. We're talking about Josh Lowe, Eloy Jimenez, and Jose Caballero. So these weren't just some double-A, single-A, roster invite kind of players. Going back to last year, 2024, with Double-A Binghamton, he had a 2.41 ERA over 37 innings with the Rumble Ponies. But then he got called up to Triple-A, and he struggled. Up in Syracuse, over 17 starts, a 5.93 ERA in 85 innings pitched. His whip jumped nearly a full half point from 1.07 to 1.56. But in his final 2 starts with AAA, he started to come around. In his very last one, he had 10 strikeouts, and over the last 2 in total, gave up just 2 runs in 11 innings total. Then you have Brandon Sproat, who impressed in his spring training debut on Friday. He only pitched 2 innings, only struck out 1 batter, but did some very impressive stuff, showing his stuff. Touching 97 miles per hour on his first pitch of the afternoon and closing things out with a 99-mile-per-hour heater that struck out his lone batter for the day. Sproat's widely considered the Mets' top prospect in their system, and in 2024 absolutely flew through the minor leagues. He began the year at High A Brooklyn before going up to Double-A Binghamton. That's where he had his largest sample size, over 62 innings, a 2.45 ERA, racked up 77 strikeouts in that time, just 15 walks. So if you get all crazy about that K to walk ratio, he had it going on for the Rumble Ponies. But then he got called up to AAA, and he struggled mightily. In 28 innings with Syracuse, a 7.53 ERA, and 11 walks, and less than half of the innings that he tossed out in Binghamton. Sproat's a former second-round pick, just like Tidwell is, and not only the Mets' top prospect, but considered one of the better right-handed pitching prospects in all of baseball. So should the Mets, after seeing 2 strong outings from these young men, consider them for the starting rotation given the injuries? So let's start with Tidwell. Last year when he got to AAA, it's no secret that he struggled. But did he round a corner in the final month of the season? September was by far the kindest to Tidwell after arriving to Syracuse, and those final 2 starts, like I referenced, it seems like he may have started to make some adjustments to a higher level of player on the opposition. He's a former second-round pick. He is just 23 years old. He might need some more seasoning, but one thing that I think does bode well for him is that he has thrown a lot of innings in his professional career so far. My answer for Tidwell, though, is a definitive no. I don't think he's quite ready yet, and I don't think he's held to the same pedigree that we see Brandon Sproat. He's definitely going to need a little bit more time in the minors before I think he's ready to get to the majors. And even then, we're probably talking about a guy that has a ceiling of being a 3rd starting pitcher, something every team needs, don't get me wrong, especially the way the Mets are going right now, but maybe not something that you're ready to experiment with right out of the gate for opening day. Now, let's go over to Brandon Sproat. The guy has absolutely electric stuff. Scouts love him, not just from the Mets, not just Mets fans, scouts from all over the bigs. The fastball touches triple digits. He's got a sinker, changeup, slider, cutter, and a curveball that he threw on Friday afternoon. How many of those pitches he'll continue to use or how many he'll put in his repertoire and mix in often, we don't know quite yet. But he's got strikeout stuff. There's no doubt about it. My question, does the AAA numbers from last year concern you? Me, personally, a little bit, but not that much. Even David Stearns said this is kind of part of his plan as far as developing pitching prospects. He said, basically, let's accelerate them through the minor leagues as fast as we can, within reason. Let them struggle down there, make adjustments in AAA, and not have to do it at the big league level. Overall, I don't think there's anything that Sproat could do to crack the opening day roster. David Stearns is not short-sighted. He's not going to stunt the growth of potentially the crown jewel of their farm system. The first of what they're hoping is going to be a pipeline of young up-and-coming starters to fill out this rotation for many years to come. He could go perfect the rest spring, but I think Stearns is probably cashing in on some of the guys he's hoping to fill out the rotation right now. The Griffin Cannings, the Paul Blackburns, the Tyler McGills to hold down the fort. And even though they're not sexy names, as little as we might believe in them, David Stearns does, and he has a track record of putting it together. So my answer is a no to Tidwell or Sproat getting on this opening day roster. Meanwhile, Luis Angel Acuna left today's game after getting struck on the elbow with a fastball from Rays starter Shane McClanahan in the top of the second inning. And he was in some pain. He showed it. But despite that, he remained in the game and actually stole second base, but was then pulled in the top of the third inning. So Carlos Mendoza was asked about Acuna, and he seemed positive. He said, he talked to the trainers. They're not too concerned. They got him in the elbow, but he had an elbow guard on, so it got him good, but he seems okay. They said that they're going to check in on Luis Angel Acuna tomorrow, but as of now, the trainers are telling him that he should be fine. And Mendoza also went on to say that they did not take an X-ray and that there probably wouldn't be any need for imaging as of right now. So it sounds like a sigh of relief for Acuna. Whether he makes the opening day roster or not, still to be determined, but they, of course, don't want him to miss any time as they try to evaluate where exactly he fits on this team moving forward into the future. So let me know. I want to hear what you guys think. Should the Mets consider either Blake Tidwell or Brandon Sproat for the starting rotation on opening day? And what are you thinking about Luis Angel Acuna? Does that injury sound serious to you? Is he a guy that you want to see on the opening day roster? If not, would it be Ronnie Mauricio or somebody else? Let me know in the comment section below, and let's go Mets.